And we are officially live. So, why don't we go through and oh, first things first. I'm nursing a cold right now, so my voice may crack up or I may start coughing a little bit, just letting everyone know, and also for those listening. So let's go from the top down, and everyone just introduce your character and say a little bit about yourself.
All right, I guess it starts with me then. My character is Asterion the Minotaur. He has fortress armor. You know, he's a real big dude. Carries around this giant warhammer. Uh, he's a bone breaker. You know, he's swinging all that he has into it. A little bit about myself. I've been playing D&D for about a year now. Having a great time.
Okay. um, Noth, go ahead.
So I'm playing Noth. He's a dark angel. Just a big guy, but I don't know how you imagine the dark angel when you created it, but I sort of imagine it like the Drow with just black skin.
No, that's fine. However you feel you want him to look.
Okay, so he's like the classic angel aesthetic with like long flowing hair, but just like dark black skin and red eyes and black wings. Um, and he carries around his glaive and is always wearing his plate armor.
Okay. Ranger.
My character is Aaliyah Fletcher. She is a human ranger. She's a young woman, and she was brought up by her father, who's a hunter, and was raised without a mother. So she's a bit of a tomboy. Um, I think that's all, huh?
Okay. I'm gonna give this last person just a second to respond, and then if they say they're not gonna join, then we're gonna start. Okay, they're not gonna play, so we're gonna begin. So, you guys all wake up individually, one by one, in a prison cell. The last thing you each remember is you're in a town, your hometown, and it started becoming under siege. An army invaded it and started attacking. You guys leapt into battle to fight off the invaders, but were overwhelmed and taken as prisoners. As you guys look around, you notice you're all in the same cell together, but you don't have any of your possessions except for the clothes you were wearing when you were captured. In the corner of the cell, you see a bucket. On the ground, you see two plates with bread and meat. And on one side of the cell, you see it lined with just a pile of straw. You assume it's a bed for you guys. The cell is very dimly lit. There's no windows anywhere in sight. Outside the cell, you see a long hallway lined with, on one side, cells, and the other are torches to light up everything. You feel that the cells are very humid and wet. You can hear the faint sound of dripping coming from one of the cells. There are no guards in sight, um, and you can tell that some of the other cells across from you guys are filled with people or rotting corpses. So go ahead.
Is there like barred doors?
Yes, the doors are pretty much the entire cells are made up of just bars. There's no walls, so you can see directly
Okay.
through to all the other cells.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask everyone if any of them have any type of a lockpicking skill or anything that can get us out of this cell.
No, I don't.
I shake my head.
All right. Well then, considering that I'm a minotaur, I'm gonna go ahead and try to just bash down the door with a kind of like a kick. You know what I'm saying? Try to break the lock with a kick.
You want to just try and kick? Oh, you'll break the lock?
Yeah, kind of just like a just like a forward kick right into it. Considering I'm a bull on my lower half, so
Okay, okay. So you walk up to the cell doors, and with all of your might, you lift your leg and kick it, just over and over. You kick it several times before realizing it's probably not going to budge.
I would like to check where the hay is and move it around and see if there's a hole there.
Okay, sure. You go to the straw or hay, whatever you call it, and you start shuffling it around, moving it throughout the cell, just looking through it and underneath it. And you don't really notice anything, but you do notice that the straw is kind of damp underneath.
Can I like feel around on the walls and see if there's any kind of weak points or anything?
Sure. Sorry, everyone, for the coughing. You go around through the cell and you just sit there patting the walls, just trying to see if there's any way you can possibly, find an exit. But as you feel around, you don't feel anything. Suddenly, you hear a door open way down at the end of the cell block. You see a single guard walk in, holding a torch in one hand and his sword sheathed in the other, but he's holding the hilt of the sword from his sheath. He walks down the cells, inspecting them one by one, looking inside the cells as he approaches yours.
I guess before he gets to our cell, I kind of turn around and whisper to the group like, "Hey, like, what do y'all want to do? Or are we gonna like try to ask him questions, or?"
Let's try to get him in here so we can rush him.
That's fair.
I got a quick question about the Dark Angel.
Sure.
So you said it has like incredible strength. How strong does that mean?
That's a good question. I never actually specified it, did I? I'm gonna say you're significantly stronger than a human can possibly be, just through working out, but not like so strong that you can, like tear a person in half or whatever. You can easily lift a person and throw them across the room, probably.
Okay.
So you just have enhanced strength, not like, Hulk levels.
Okay, that makes sense.
The guard approaches your cell and looks in and sees you guys and asks you what's going on.
He
He
asks
asks
us
what's going on?
You guys, yes, all of you.
We're locked up?
Yeah.
I heard some banging down here. Was that you guys?
Well, we were just wondering why we're locked up.
Actually, you know what? There's something in here that we really need to show you. It's weird. Come see.
He tells you, just show me right now. What is it?
Well, you gotta. It's like down in this corner. There's something in here.
He reaches his
It's
torch
just-
in through the cell bars and to try and get a better look. What? I don't see it. What is it?
You gotta come in here.
He says, that's not happening. I'm not coming in the cell. Just tell me what it is.
It's immovable. We can't move it towards you. You'll have to come take a peek over here.
He tells you guys, listen, I'm not coming in that cell, okay? You guys need to eat your food and be quiet. You guys are prisoners of war.
What is he anyway?
The person, he's just a random guard wearing...
Like a human or?
Yeah, he's a human, yeah. So were the people who invaded your town. They were humans as well.
Okay.
Is his arm still through?
Yes, it
The
is in the
bar.
cell. He was looking, trying to see what you guys are trying to point to him.
I'm just gonna grab that arm and just pull him against the wall.
You grab his arm and start pulling on it, but he pulls back and it slips through. He drops the torch in your cell, however. And he kind of reels back away from the cell and draws his sword.
What are you gonna do with the sword? We're locked up.
Yeah, come in here and get us then.
Right?
He tells you guys need to hand me that that torch right now before I call for backup.
Why?
Why? Come get it.
He tells you guys, listen, you need to hand me that torch right now.
I think you're just gonna go have to go pump it back up, buddy. You're not getting this torch.
He pulls out a whistle and starts blowing. It sends a ringing sound throughout all the cells. And you guys see from down the hallway, almost seconds later, two more guards start rushing in, running, each holding a torch in one hand, and just like him when he entered, his sword in the other.
Oh no. Whatever shall we do? We're in peril inside the cell.
That holy torch.
We're terribly
You
outnumbered.
guys
Oh
notice the
wait,
torch lights the straw that the ranger had thrown about the cell, and it starts slowly spreading as the guards are approaching.
I guess I get away from it on the other side of the room from it.
Yeah, I'll steer clear of that.
I'll start moving the straw in the direction of
The fire?
no, away from the fire,
Okay.
so that it doesn't catch anymore. Like it will just burn that little bit, and that's it.
You guys see the other guards approach, and they start conversing, but you can't hear what they're saying.
I try to stamp it out too.
Okay, you successfully moving the hay around and using your clothes or whatever you find around the cell. You're successfully able to put it out. The guards all turn around and point their swords at you and tell you to hand the torch over.
Or what?
If you guys don't hand the torch over right now, we're coming in.
Do it.
One of them pulls out the keys and starts opening the cell while the others have their swords drawn ready to attack.
I move to the side opposite the door.
Yeah, me as well.
On
Kind
the
of.
far wall, or
Yeah,
Okay.
the far wall from the door.
Yeah, kind of back away a little bit, just so I can have a little bit of space. How big is the cell, by the way?
it's about maybe 15 feet by 15 feet.
Oh, nice. Okay, wow.
It's fairly large.
Yeah.
You can assume it's made to hold a lot of people. They open the cells and they all form a kind of a triangle, shoulder to shoulder, entering the cell. You see one of them pick up the torch and hand it to the guy who dropped it.
I'm gonna summon a demon behind them.
You kind of put your hands behind your back and start making motions. And do you have full demon?
Yeah, full demon, just right
A
behind
large
them.
demon appears behind them, but they don't notice it. They start slowly moving towards you. The guards do.
I'm gonna say, quick! Look, there's a demon behind you.
They look at you. What are you talking about? They one of them goes to, or rather, they come forward and push you against the wall. All of you. So you're all pinned against the wall.
How many guards are there?
There's 3 and 3 of you.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to motion towards the group and kind of get ready for an attack to see if we can all attack like synchronized. Yeah.
Are my hands pinned? Like, can I move my hands?
No, they're just holding your shoulders against the wall, and their swords drawn like up against you.
Do
Oh,
I
I
have
see.
to talk to the demon to command it?
You control it with your mind. It is under your full control.
Okay, I'm gonna tell it to try to take us like a wide swipe at all the guards.
The demon walks up, and they hear its footsteps and turn around, letting go of you guys. And before they can react, it swings its giant arm and slashes them all across the face, and knocks them all to the ground as if it was 3 Stooges, just
Oh my
whacking them into
goodness.
each other. And they all fall to the ground, dropping their weapons and torches.
Are they unconscious or?
No, they were just knocked to the ground.
Okay. I'm gonna pounce on the one that was holding me and just start pounding him.
I'm gonna grab their weapons so that they are no longer a threat.
Okay, the Minotaur jumps on the one who was holding him and starts just punching him, but the guard's able to overpower him and flip over and start beating on him. While this is happening, the ranger runs and just collects all the weapons. Do you want the torches too? or just the swords?
Just the swords.
You collect all the swords and are able to get them away from the guards so now that they have no weapons. Or rather, no
I'll
swords.
I'll pull the guard off the Minotaur.
You go to grab the Minotaur and pull him off, but you slip and fall backwards, hitting your head on the cell bars behind you. You're
I'm
bleeding
also
kind of bad.
I'm gonna throw the swords into another cell that they can't get them easily.
You take the
Well,
swords
not
and
all the swords. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep. Wait, I got two big guys. No, one guy's a magic guy, right?
yeah, one of them has magic. One of them's a warrior, and
Okay.
there's you.
All right. Yeah. You know what? Forget it. I won't do that. I'm sorry. I'll just keep the swords so that I'll toss one to the Minotaur and one to Noth.
You toss a sword to the Minotaur, or rather, you slide it on the ground because he's on the ground under the guard, and he grabs it and drives it directly into the guard's side, almost killing him instantly. You toss another one to Noth, and he goes to grab it, but it slips and falls on the ground. His head's still hurting from falling back. The
I'm
other
gonna
two guards
have
get up.
I'll have the demon attack the guard that's closest to me.
Alright, the guards get up and start approaching you guys. The demon grabs one of them and throws him into the wall. So he's now further away from you. But it doesn't really do anything to the guard. He just throws him against the wall. But the guard charges the demon and starts punching it.
I'm gonna attack the guard closest to me with that sword.
You take the sword, and the guard who is closest to you is approaching the ranger. They go to attack the ranger, and you take the sword and you slice him in the back, and they kind of fall forward into the ranger. Ranger, you now have a guard kind of resting on you.
Okay. Well, I just pushed him off of me, and let's get out of here.
You push him off, and he falls onto the Minotaur's sword, killing him instantly.
Ew.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna tell the demon to finish the last guard.
The demon turns to the final guard, who get pushed against the wall, and pushes him against the wall again, and goes to take a giant bite out of his neck, I guess, and misses. And the guard pulls out a dagger and stabs it in the throat, and you can see it just turn to smoke and disappear.
Oh, that's lovely.
I'll pick up the sword then.
Okay, you pick up the sword, and the guard starts approaching you specifically with a dagger in his hand.
While he's focused on Noth, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get him from behind.
And do what?
Stab him. Hopefully with the through the neck, aiming towards the neck.
As he approaches Noth, you sneak up behind him and just take your sword and slit his throat. And he falls to the ground, just gargling for help, but he can't, obviously, because he's dying. And he's just on the ground now in his puddle of his own blood. All the guards are now successfully dead.
What type of armor did they have on?
Just it's mostly leather, but it had a little bit of metal on it. It's not very protective, but it's something.
Got you. Okay.
You guys still have your armor, by the way.
Oh, I thought you said.
Oh,
No,
Okay.
remember I said you have the clothes you were wearing.
Okay, got you. So just not our weapon.
It's just not your weapons or items. However,
Okay.
Ranger, I should have pointed this out. They did not take your necklace. They said there was a regular one. I should have pointed
man.
that out. I'm sorry. That
Yeah,
was
because I totally would have done that.
that was my fault.
That's
do I
alright.
have my talisman?
No, they did take your talisman.
Okay.
They assumed that her necklace was just a necklace. So you guys are now just sitting in the cell with 3 dead guards, and you're holding swords.
Any gold left on the guards?
Sure. You find 18 pieces of gold.
I'm gonna look for the key ring.
I'm gonna take whatever food they left for us.
the meat and bread.
Yeah, and just stash it away.
Okay, so you have now 2 pieces of dirty meat and some stale loaves of bread too. Did you take the gold, Minotaur?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if they want to split it 6 each.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You can hold it for us. I mean, at least for me, I don't care.
And oh, Knopf, you do find key rings on each of the guards. They all had them.
Okay. I'll just pick up one of them.
Okay. So
Are
what do you
we
guys?
gonna set everybody else free?
Um, there are fellow like townspeople, right? Like
No,
we
as
know
far
these
as you
people.
guys can tell,
Or
no one from your town was captured, just you.
okay.
But you don't notice any of the other people there.
Oh, we don't notice them?
No, I mean, rather, you don't know them. You don't know who they are. Is what I meant to say.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna start trying to go cell by cell and seeing if I can get any information about like the whereabouts of like our items and like weapons and whatnot,
You go through each of the cells,
while
looking.
also letting them free and whatnot if they are
You want to
alive.
take
Or...
another pair of keys?
Yeah. I'd take one of the pair of keys.
You go through each of the cells, inspecting them. Many of the people are dying of starvation and malnutrition. Some other ones are completely dead. You can see them just decomposing in the cells. But you do find about 4 to 5 people, roughly, who are in a position to actually, help you in any way. You talk to them, and you get information out of the ones who's almost dying from starvation. He tells you he's been there for longer than he can remember. It's been too long, and he doesn't know whether it's day or night ever because there's no windows. But he tells you that, as far as he can tell, all the weapons that they confiscate are kept upstairs in the warden's office, and then he goes through them to find anything of value and ships the rest of it off to be used by the army.
I want to
So
ask, are we in a cave?
No, you guys can tell it was man built. The
Oh,
walls are
okay.
all made of stone, like stone that was put together.
So we're in like a castle?
Kind of. The prisoner tells you that he was not unconscious when they brought him here. You were brought here on a boat. You're on a small island in the middle of a stormy sea, and right now
Oh,
you're under the ocean. That's why the cells are all damp, and there's
oh,
no
jeez.
windows. The
gotcha.
tower. The prison is incredibly tall, but small. Just tower, I guess, where they hold the weakest people, the people they don't think can really cause any harm, on the lower level, and then the ones who they think could on the upper levels, so they have to work their way down. He tells you that the barracks is directly above you guys, and that directly above that is the exit from the prison, but the doors remain locked at all times. The only one who has the key is the warden on the top floor. There's about 5 or 6 stories in this thing. He doesn't know how many there are in total, but he's giving you all the information he has.
Well, I'll give him the food.
Okay, you toss him in the food, and he looks at you thankfully, and he runs over to the cell bars and just tries to hug you through the cell bars.
Well, don't we set him free?
Oh yes, yeah, the cell is unlocked.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he runs
We've
out and
opened.
hugs you. He is incredibly skinny though, and you can tell that he would die any day now if you didn't give him the food. So he starts gobbling it down in front of you.
All right. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So well, there's nothing else we can really gather from this room, right? I mean, we've done what we can.
You've asked everyone, and this is the only guy who seems
Yeah.
to know anything. He's been here longer than anyone.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess we just start heading upstairs.
So you're
And,
gonna take the people with you, or are you gonna leave them?
I guess let's let them follow us. They don't have any weapons as of now, but once they get up to their items, hopefully they can.
The man warned you that the barracks is directly above you. You have to pass through it to even get it, even think about getting out of the prison.
Yeah, and it may be heavily guarded, so we got to be careful.
We can use them as bait then. That's perfect.
Oh my gosh, that's wrong.
So you want to try and convince them to go first?
No, for now they can hang out behind us, but
He tells you the
if
barracks is directly outside the door.
directly outside the door. Okay. Um,
He tells you there's a small staircase that spirals up a little bit, and then right there's the barracks. There's no way to get out unless you pass through that barracks.
Uh, so that spiral staircase doesn't just continue to go up. You have to go
No,
to the barracks.
it leads to the barracks, and that what he tells you is that each floor is like a large room. On one side is a spiral staircase that goes down. On the other is a spiral staircase that goes up to the next floor.
Okay, got you.
So you have to pass through each floor to get to the next one.
I ask him if he has any idea how many guards have been stationed here.
He says, it's been so long, I don't know anything. I'm sorry, it's just, I've been here for months, years, I don't know. They could have changed everything for all I know.
Alright. Well, I guess we don't really have an option.
Actually, can I use enhanced senses to like if I get close to the door to listen and see how many people?
You sure can. Sorry about that. You climb about halfway up the spiral staircase and sit there and start channeling the senses to try and listen in. And you can hear, as far as you estimate about 15 to 20 people in the room talking. You can hear them in there, gossiping or playing games or whatever. But you can hear about 20 of them. And you can hear their footsteps and everything too.
Got you.
Okay,
So,
well, I'll relay that information to the rest of the group.
Yeah. So how do we want to do this, guys? Do you want to try to create a big distraction with a bunch of the prisoners running through, and we run through after them, or because I don't think we can really do anything.
Keep in mind, there's only 5 prisoners other than you.
Yeah.
How high is the ceiling?
How high up is it from you guys?
Yeah.
It's about 10 feet off the floor.
I'll be right back.
Would it be viable for me to fly?
I mean, you could
Would I
fly,
be
you just
able
wouldn't
to?
go very far up. I mean, how tall would you say your character is?
I don't know, like probably taller than a normal person, maybe like 6'5".
Okay, so the ceiling's about 2 to 3 feet above you, so you'd be able to fly about a foot off the ground, so you don't hit your head.
Okay, so pretty much not
Not really. I mean,
much different than walking.
no.
Okay.
All right. Well, then, how do you propose we do this? I mean, do we have anything that can maybe take out the floor from underneath them? If you have some sort of a magic spell that disrupts like stone or anything like that, I'm not sure what you have.
All I can do is summon an infernal companion.
Okay, so with that companion, do you think once again we could try to do that like distraction? try to like sprint through so we can get to our items, and then maybe defend the staircase rather than having to fight in a big open area such as the next floor up.
I'd say it's worth a try.
Okay, I'm back.
So what we said is that we're basically just going to try and for Noth to summon one of his companions and try to make that distraction and move up to get our items and then defend the staircase rather than having to fight in a large open area.
Oh, that sounds good.
Cool.
Okay.
So I guess we try to convince the other prisoners to follow his companion out into the room and then like just make a big distraction, I guess. Not really distraction, but them trying to get away as well.
Noth summons the demon. If you guys relay this information, Noth summons the demon, and they see it and they look at you guys and say, "You know what? That's probably a good idea. The demon can probably do a lot of damage to them. Maybe we can actually do this." And they all kind of gather around the demon.
Um, I if like can I get any um information from the demon? What like
What do you
does
mean?
can I like can it like tell me what it sees, or can I sense through it, or
You see it's an extension of you.
okay. I'm gonna have it open the door and run up the stairs and just make as loud a barbarian charge screaming attack as it can, and just run into the room, just attacking everything.
Okay, the demon just runs as hard as it can up the spiral staircase, and it starts like ramming into the walls as it runs up, making just a big ruckus as it comes. And the other prisoners follow suit. They just run and just screaming and yelling. And Ranger, you can hear your enhanced senses are still lingering a little bit, and you can hear the guards all kind of gasping as they hear this, and you can hear them all starting to draw their swords. They all rush through the door, and no, if you see them all start charging in against the demon, and the demon's sitting there fighting him off, and the prisoners fighting him off. They're just trying to.
Is
Oh, go ahead.
is this like right in front of the door?
Yeah, right in front of the door. The guards are like they're fighting right in front of the door.
Oh, so
Um,
we have no room to run through anything.
We can't go yet. They're
the
directly in front of the door.
you guys, Noth, you see the demon kind of fighting him off, and then the other prisoners try and sneak through and just start running, trying to ignore the guards, and some of the guards start chasing after them. There's about maybe 5 to 10 guards. You can't exactly tell how many because there's just so much going on the demon, and he's just running through the room trying to fight him off, and the rest are going after the other prisoners.
Uh, is an opening at all? Would it be easier to make it through now?
Yeah, there's a decent opening, about 10 to 15 feet.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's sneak
Yeah,
them.
so let's just sprint through, try to make it to the next staircase.
You guys run through the spiral staircase and bust out, and the guards who were fighting the demon immediately turn to see you, and they try. Some of them leave the demon, but the demon kind of holds the rest of them off, and uh, you guys have about 10 guards coming after you, and the other 5 or so are on the demon.
I'm just gonna use my enhanced speed to just try and sprint through as fast as possible.
You run through using your enhanced speed. What do you have the? Oh, you're using the. Okay, gotcha. And you put your shoulder out and kind of tackle through, and you start plowing the guards down as you run. You knock about 3 or 4 of them on the ground, and the rest of them kind of scatter, trying to get out of your way. And yeah, you do successfully make it to the end of the room, but the ranger and the minotaur are still by the demon.
I'm gonna go up the stairs.
How far is the reach of the necklace?
What do you mean? Oh, I'd say 10 feet.
So I have to. Well, no, 10 feet. You can't reach out and touch them, can you? They have to be like within arm's reach.
Not necessarily within arm's reach, just close enough. It's not exactly a long distance magical spell.
Okay, so like not across the room.
Yeah, so you can't cast it across the room, but you can do it from far enough away that they wouldn't be able to touch you.
And do I have to be touching them?
No, the all you have to do is just channel the magic from the necklace at them, and it'll swap you.
Okay. Well, I would like to swap with the closest guard near the exit or entrance, whatever that is.
The closest guard to you, or just the furthest one that you can reach?
The furthest one I can reach.
You start channeling the magic, and you see one of the guards on the ground that that Noth had knocked over, and you fire. You see a beam launch out and hit the person in the head, and you start violently shaking before kind of resting, and you realize you're now in that person's body, not your own. You can
Oh
feel
my gosh!
your head's really hurting from being knocked over. You hit your head pretty hard. You look over and you can see your body looking around, really confused as to what's happening.
I am a guard now. I can't reverse that.
Yet you have the necklace. Remember, the necklace transfers with you.
I'm a man.
So Minotaur, you're now standing. You don't know what. Or I guess the Minotaur wouldn't know that you just swapped bodies. So Minotaur,
Okay, I do notice that.
yeah, you see the laser shoot out, and the guards don't know what's happening. All the ranger's now standing next to you, holding a sword, looking around confused.
Okay. Can I try and give the guard that I saw like looking all confused now, kind of like maybe
That's
like
the ranger. That is the ranger.
yeah, that is the ranger. Like the weird, like a big, like a kind of a wink to like let her know that she should try and call off the guards from me since she is now a guard, and then I'm gonna go ahead and like try to run through.
Yeah, sure, ranger. You see him wink at you.
I have no clue what to do. I did not expect this.
We're gonna come away for just a second and go to Noth. Noth, you go up and you're now inside of just an empty room. Nothing here but two giant doors. Like huge doors. There's nothing in the room other than, well, let me rephrase that. The door you just came in, there's a door across from you. And to your right is the giant set of doors. Nothing else is in the room other than torches and windows.
Windows?
There are windows.
I'll run to a window.
They are not big enough for you to fit through. They're only 1 to 2 feet.
I just want to look
Oh, you
and
want to look.
get a sense of what's
You look out the
outside.
window and you see the sandy beach, but it's all stormy. There's waves thrashing around and wind and sand being blown everywhere. You do see out of the corner of the window as you look around you see a dock with about 3 ships on it. One very large one, and then like 2 canoe kind of things.
And the guy said that the weapons were with the warden, right?
Warden on the top floor.
Can I see if this is the top floor?
How do you want to see that?
I want to like try to get like look through the window and see if there's much above.
I mean, you kind of look out the window, but you can't fit your head through, so you can't see up the building. But from what you understood about what the guy told you, he told you there's about 6 floors, give or take. He doesn't know how many exactly. He's never been up, but as far as you can tell, you're on the 3rd floor, which is the ground level.
Okay. So, okay. I'm gonna go through the small door then.
Okay. You run. You go over to the small door and open it. You see another spiral staircase going up.
I'm just gonna keep charging through.
You start charging up, and now we're gonna cut back to the ranger and the minotaur.
Okay, whoever is in my body, I'm gonna knock that person out and throw him over my shoulders.
Sorry, what?
I'm gonna knock that
You
person
want to
out.
carry that? Okay.
Yeah, I carry him
You
with me.
take your sword and you run over to them and use the hilt to hit him in the side of the head. And you see him fall to the ground unconscious, and they drop their sword in the ground. You try and pick him up and throw him over your shoulder, but the person you swapped into isn't exactly that large, and so you're kind of dragging yourself a little bit.
Is there still a lot of fighting going on?
You can't tell. Oh, your demon's there. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, the demon is doing all the fighting. You saw this happen. You saw the ranger swap bodies and then knock herself out.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do? You're now holding, ranger. You're holding yourself kind of over your shoulders, dragging yourself, and the minotaur standing next to you, and the demon's fighting a couple people.
I'm just gonna keep running through. Try to go up to the staircase. Follow Noth.
You guys try and charge through, but the ranger is having trouble dragging her body.
I'm gonna see. I see her having trouble, and I'm gonna try to help her carry her body.
Thank you.
You're
You
very welcome.
you both try and kind of carry the body. One of you by the arms, one of you by the legs. And you start walking through, and one of the guards sees you and say, "Hey, so what are you doing?"
I'm bringing them to the master.
I've surrendered. I'm helping her carry the body to the warden.
He draws his sword and tells the Minotaur to drop the body.
Hey,
I slowly lower the body to the ground, and with my long sword, I go ahead and do like a quick swing, like hoping that he isn't expecting it.
You set the body down and you kind of draw your sword out of. Well, actually, you weren't. You were holding it while holding the body because you don't have a
Okay,
sheath.
gotcha.
oh, I'll attack
Yeah.
then.
Okay.
He's not convinced.
He goes and the Minotaur swings his sword and knocks the sword out of the guard's hand. And Ranger, you go in to stab him, but as he's distracted, but you miss and hit the Minotaur's hand instead, slicing clean through.
Ow! Ow!
Minotaur, you drop the sword and you have now a sword sticking through your hand.
I'm sorry, I'm not used to this body.
So I'm gonna just I guess try to unlodge the sword from my hand.
You pull the sword from your hand. Were you left or right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Okay, so your right hand is now pretty much unusable. You're now holding a bloody sword with your left hand.
Got you. Um, I guess I'm gonna, since he's disarmed, I'm gonna take the ranger's body by like the leg and just start running and trying to go up.
You grab the ranger by the leg and start running, dragging her, and you can see her head bouncing as you start
Oh,
running
no.
through the cell or through the barracks, just dragging her by one leg because you can't hold the other one. And so it's just a rag doll being dragged, thrown around as you're running.
All right, I yell after him. Just leave it. Just leave it, please.
Okay. Yeah. As I hear that, I drop it and continue running up.
All right. Bye, female figure forever. I'm gonna have to get used to being standing up and all these lovely male things.
So you want to follow him?
Yes.
Okay, you start running after, and you see him running, dragging your body, and then he just throws it on the ground. You see it just ragdoll and is just in an awkward position because he just threw it in the ground and kept running. And you pass by it, and a guard grabs you by the leg and trips you as you're running. He was one of the people that Noth had knocked over. So you're not tripped.
Okay, well, I get right back up and keep running.
He's still holding on to you. You can't get up right now.
Oh. They just tripped me.
No, he's holding on to your leg.
Well, I bash his leg with the hilt of the sword. I mean, not his leg, his arm, I'm sorry.
You take the sword and you just cut his hand off clean.
Oh.
And he's on the ground now just screaming in pain, his blood squirting everywhere. His hand lets go and you get up and start running. Noth, your demon is now taking the full force of all the guards and he's starting to lose.
He's just gonna go out in a blaze of glory.
Okay. Okay, so Minotaur and Ranger. Oh, actually, let's cut to Noth now. Noth, you. Sorry about that, everyone. You finally get to a spiral staircase. This one's a lot taller than the rest. And you can see it stops spiraling for a little bit and has an opening where there's a door. Every 10 feet or so. You don't know what these doors lead to. You just see as you enter the door, there's just a longer spiral staircase with doors throughout it.
I'm just gonna keep going up the spiral.
Okay, you know where the doors?
Yeah.
Okay, you keep going to the spiral and you come across to another door at the end of the spiral, similar to the ones you had gone through before.
I'll I'll draw my. Is my demon dead now?
I'm gonna let him last up until we cut back to, because right now this is happening while the ranger and minotaur were fighting.
Okay.
So we're back in time a little bit. So he's still fighting.
I'm gonna draw my sword and open the door.
Okay. You draw your sword and open the door. You're now in it. You can tell it's an execution chamber. You see one of the walls has axes and other beheading materials, and you see on the ground is like a large stone slat with blood just all over it. You can tell where that's probably where people were beheaded. You can see other torture devices throughout the room.
Is my my glaive there?
Glaive.
Like my polearm.
Oh no, you see none of your possessions.
Um, I guess I'll leave and I'll go to the next door, the
Okay.
next lowest door,
You
staircase.
you run to the next door and open it, and you see another spiral staircase. You want to go up it?
Yeah.
Okay. You start going up. We're gonna cut back to the ranger and the minotaur. You guys are in a large open room, just like explained to Knopf before. Across from you, you see an open door, not closed. And to your right, you see two large doors and a couple of windows scattered throughout the room.
You said the open door was to the right.
No, the open door is directly in front of you. There's a to
Oh,
the
okay.
right. You see two large, incredibly large, closed doors.
Because I'm in a new form, do I still have my enhanced senses and all that?
Was enhanced senses? Was that a spell or was that a
I
an
think it's a
ability?
skill
That's an
or
ability.
ability.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
then
an
yes,
ability.
you do possess it.
Okay,
Um,
I'm gonna use enhanced senses and see if there's any people behind the other two doors.
The large two.
The ones that are closed, at least.
You sit there and start just meditating, listening to the other side of the door, and all you hear is just wind and waves and stuff. You just hear the ocean.
okay,
You
so
can't
Okay.
hear much.
we're probably at. I'm assuming she relayed the information to me.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm guessing those are the front doors, but we need our items. um, so just want to keep going up, trying to get to the warden's office.
Oh yeah. Where's our friend though? Where's Noth?
You
I have no
guys,
idea.
last thing you guys remember was him running through the doors. You don't know where he went.
There's
He's
an
just
open door up ahead though, so he may have went up ahead.
Do you want me to go first since I'm in disguise?
Yeah, I'll follow behind you. Hey,
Okay.
quick question on abilities. Is it like how do they work? Like how many times can you use them?
you can use spells or whatever as many times as you want. Just know, like, I want to cast Fireball. And if I say it fails, you go, okay, I want to cast it again. If I say it fails, you, I want to cast it again. Just none of
Yeah, I
that.
get you.
No, just
So
repeatedly trying to cast spells until it
yeah,
lands.
so like specifically with what's it called? Sorry, give me a second. With Bonebreaker, like I can use that like whenever I attack or
Yeah. You can. I mean, any of the spells or skills,
okay,
you can use as many times as you want. Just like I said, just know repeatedly using it, trying to gain the system.
okay,
If you use it once and it fails, you are gonna have consequences.
okay, yeah, got you.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, yeah. So I go ahead and let her go first, and then I follow behind her. But kind of, I motion her to go kind of quickly because there are guards that have seen us go up.
As you
And as we're going up the stairs, I'm gonna close the door behind us so that it looks like. Oh, sorry. Let me open the front doors, or like try to open the front doors,
you
and
go out and
then.
they're locked and they're incredibly heavy. You can't even move them.
Okay, well then never mind. Yeah, I just close the door behind me while I'm going up the spiral
As you're
staircase.
closing it, you hear the demon start screaming, "Roar!" and you assume it was just killed.
Okay,
You also
gotcha.
assume that the guards are now going to be coming after you soon.
So yeah,
Well,
I
good.
guess.
Good thing he closed the door because he left the other one open. He may have to deal with them.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, we start heading up.
Charged.
Did any of the other prisoners like make it up with us, or
You
is it
guys
just
noticed
us?
they were all caught, and some of them were even killed
Okay, got
as
it.
you guys were running through uh, the cells or the barracks.
Okay. So yeah, we continue making our way up.
Alright, I walk up pretty casually but fast to the next what area? What is it, doors or
You guys open the door, and just as I explained to Noth, you guys open the doors and you see a long spiral staircase with openings just kind of scattered throughout where it's flat and there's a door. There's about 5 of them going up the staircase.
I look at her and with her necklace, is it you just swap bodies? You don't have any like memories of any of the body or anything like that?
No, she
Yeah.
just swaps bodies. She does not.
Okay, got you. So I just kind of ask her like, what do you feel like doing? Do you want to try to check these rooms, or do you want to just keep going up until we find the warden's office?
well, isn't one of the doors open that Noth went through?
You guys can't see it's at the top of the stairs.
Oh, so he went up there.
He went directly up.
Well,
So
let's
this-
check it out and try to get her. Well, you can get your stuff because mine won't fit me anymore.
Well, you can swap bodies eventually, and we'll back down for you.
No, I think she's gone forever. I'm so sad.
So you guys want to start checking the rooms or go directly
Yeah.
up? You guys open the rooms and you notice most of these are storage or broom closets. Almost all of them are exclusively. You find brooms and shovels and different cleaning materials. Just in each of these rooms.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just little storage rooms or whatever.
hmm
Okay, yeah. So we, I don't find anything of value like anything I can use better than this like sword or whatever I have.
No, you don't. I mean, in each of the rooms, it's just shovels and brooms and rakes and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
I can't wrap my hand with anything like any cleaning materials.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're still bleeding. Yeah, you find a mop in. I guess you can.
Ew.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah.
Actually, I guess
Hopefully
you can find a rag in this. You find a rag.
Yeah, there's rags.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So I tie that rag around my hand
You
and
find
then
a dirty rag and just wrap it around your hand to try and stop the bleeding. You
Wonderful.
do successfully wrap it tight enough and tie it off that it's not gushing with blood anymore, but
nice.
it is still inusable.
Okay. Yeah. So we continue making our way up.
As you guys are going up, you hear a loud bell ringing directly up.
Oh, great.
It's incredibly loud, and it just resonates through the entire building. Noth, you hear it as well. Noth, how fast were you running, or were you just kind of power walking?
I was I'm up the stairs. I'm not like going full speed, but like across the floor, I was running as fast as I could.
Okay, and Ranger and Minotaur, were you guys running, or were you kind of power walking?
We were doing like a fast walk. I'm assuming since we were also
Yeah.
like checking stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna
were just
cut-
trying to get ahead of the guards.
Okay, you guys are fairly behind Noth, so we're gonna cut to Noth. Noth, you keep going up, and you find another long spiral staircase, and you keep going up, and you reach another set of doors. Do you want to open it?
Yeah.
You open it, and you're now to the second prison block that you heard the prisoner from before talk to you about. It's just like your guys', but this one's a little more filled.
I'm gonna stop by the store and wait.
Sorry with everyone. Okay. You want to wait for the ranger and minotaur?
Yeah.
Okay. Ranger and minotaur. You guys go through the set of doors. You find it open. You go in. You find the execution chamber, just as I explained it to Noth. You find on the side is lined with different weapons and torture devices, and in the middle of the room, it's a large cement slab with blood all over it.
There wouldn't happen to be anything I could use as a trap at the door, right? Anything I could put down as maybe a bear trap or
Not really.
maybe even.
You just see
Okay.
basic, long axes or heavy swords or whatever that would be used to torture or behead someone.
Okay,
Can't we
so
put a
there.
long axe against the door and like block it?
Let's put a long sword against the door, because is there any way that I could use? You said like it's a big executioner's axe, so is there any way I could grab that, since I prefer two-handed anyway, or would I be unable to do that because of my
You can
hand?
grab it, but swinging it may cause pain.
Okay, understood.
You wanna use it? You wanna take it and use your
Um,
sword to block the door?
No, I'll just use my left hand for a sword, and then try to block that long axe.
Yeah, you know how those big doors they have that thing, the wooden
Yeah,
thing
that
that
wood
comes
line.
down? Yeah. So putting like, the axe there
Okay, you guys
to like
take one of the heavy axes and it's more of a halberd, but you place it in the
Mm.
between the handle and the stopper thing, whatever it's called, to kind of bar it. The bell is still ringing. You guys hear it loudly.
Okay, and then yeah, we keep making our way up, starting at a faster pace now, just because
Okay, you
this
guys run and you see Noth sitting next to a door.
Okay.
Standing.
We ask him like what's past this.
It's another cell block.
And this is the one where he said the higher up level, like the
more
I guess
dangerous.
the more
kind.
dangerous
More
people
dangerous
were.
prisoners. Yes, correct.
So I guess I walk inside, and I try to start talking to them, and like just ask them like, hey,
Wait,
actually,
aren't there guards?
There are no guards present.
Oh, no guards
Oh
at all.
my.
Wonderful. Yeah, so I guess I kind of like, hey guys, do y'all want to be set free? Do you want to take revenge against the man that did this to you?
You see them all rush against the cage and start rattling their cell bars. Yeah, let us out. Yeah.
Okay, do my cell keys work for for these cell keys as well?
You're welcome to try.
Yeah, is there any of the empty ones?
Wait, I look like a guard. They might think I'm an enemy.
Oh, yeah, okay, let me explain that to them real quick. I'm like, hey, by the way, she's cool. She used a pendant, and she switched bodies. Don't
I'm a
worry about that.
he. I'm with them.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
all good.
they're good. Is there any like empty cells that I can test the key on to open?
Sure. You find a cell with a dead body in it.
Okay, so can I try to open it then?
You sit there and you start trying all the keys one by one. It takes you a minute, but you eventually find the key that opens it.
Okay, fantastic. How many prisoners are there?
There's a fair amount. You see at least 20 people in these cells.
Okay.
Good deal.
I turn to the rest of my group and I'm like, so guys, what do you think we should do? Are we going to let them overrun this place, or
Yep.
what's your opinion, Noth?
Let's do it.
All right. So I start going one by one and unlocking all the cells, and I say, to the warden's office, and I guess we rush towards.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also use my keys to unlock the
You
cells.
guys start opening the cells, and as you're opening them, one of the people pushes you back and tries making a break for it. Going down, not up.
Just one person?
Yeah, just one. The rest are kind of rallying and gathering up and start rushing up.
As he goes down, I shout towards him, do you not want the revenge against the man that that has put you here?
Turns around and says, "Screw you! I'm out of here. Thanks for letting me free."
What are you gonna do? Swim home?
Be careful.
He can't hear anymore. He's gone.
Oh, he's gone?
Okay.
Okay. I kind of shout after him, be careful, there's about 20 guards down there, but...
Whatever.
Anyway, So yeah, I rush up and I'm kind of at the back of the group of people rushing to the warden's office, and I'll go up there, I guess.
You guys want to just trek up?
Yeah.
You guys, you see the prisoners open the door, the next set of doors, and a ton of guards start flooding into the room.
Uh-oh.
You can tell they were sitting there waiting. Just a ton of them just start flooding into the room and stabbing and slicing the people. What do you want to do?
Nah, if you want to send another demon in there.
Is there still space in the room?
What do you mean?
Like I imagine it was packed. Is there space for a demon to come into being?
I mean, you can always just put it into the middle of the crowd and see what happens. You can summon it anywhere you want.
Okay.
I mean, you can try to summon it within a person if you wanted to.
Ooh. Do we see anyone that looks like higher ranked or more superior?
I mean, these guards are definitely more well armored than the other ones and more well fitted. You can tell if they have just better equipment on them.
But is there one specifically that stands out?
You can't tell. No, all you see is these people are much better armed than the ones you fought earlier.
Okay.
I'm gonna summon a demon like on the heads of the guards where they're most dense.
You sit there and your hand begins to fill with black smoke. You start shaking violently as you try and summon the demon over them. And the demon just spawns over them and falls on top of them, crushing them. Your demon's just kind of... Do you want him to move? He's just kind of laying there.
I want him to just start, like, flailing around, trying to hit as many people as possible.
He sits there just rolling back and forth, swinging his arms and legs around. Just kind of being a real nuisance to the guards he's on top of. They can't really get up, and you see now that you also did fall on top of some of the prisoners, but there is now you could easily walk on top of these people to get through. Everyone's on the ground.
Does this look like the warden's office itself, or does that look like it's another story?
You just see another staircase.
Okay. Once again, I guess we try to rush through and get to the top.
You want to climb on top of the guards?
I guess.
I guess falling caused a domino effect. Now everyone's on the ground.
Wonderful. Actually, can I go over the demon, considering like he's the only friendly like that's maintaining like this big area?
I mean, no, you can't just. There's a long line of people.
Gotcha.
Could I?
We gotta fight through.
Could I? Wait. So, is everyone on the floor, or is it just the ones that the demon was on top?
You caused a domino effect. When the demon fell, it knocked people over, and they knocked other people over, and everyone just fell to the ground. You see people trying to get up, but for right now, everyone's on the ground.
I'm gonna fly like a foot off the ground and try to get to the opposite side of the room.
Okay, you start flapping your wings, and you lift off, and you kind of do a diving thing and fly through the cell, and you quickly make it across. You're now on the other side of the cells, and you're in the staircase pretty much, looking back at the Minotaur and the Ranger.
Well, I guess I'll start fighting my way through.
I mean, they're on the ground.
Oh,
Okay.
so like, do we?
You can step on them.
Yeah, just crawl our way over them, or
Yeah.
any guard that I see as I crawl over, I'm gonna try to like take little just little stabs at just to make sure they're not trying to grab me or anything. Just try to protect myself.
You start running through, and as you're so heavy that as you run through, you can hear bones cracking.
Ooh.
As you just start trotting through, and you can just
wonderful.
hear yourself just cracking people's bones. As you step on, you hear screaming as you do it. You just kind of trot over them, and they pretty much just. I mean, you're just stampeding over them.
Do I still have my acrobat trait?
Yeah, anything that's not a spell you would have right now.
Okay.
You still have your
So I'm gonna
memories.
use. I'm actually gonna get my body back.
What? Oh, you want to go back and get your body?
No, I can't.
Oh, I'm saying you have any. You don't actually have any spells, so pretty much right now you are you. You're just a man now, who's
Okay,
not
that's
a.
what I thought.
Yeah, you're pretty much just you, but you're a man now.
Okay,
Oh,
so
so
I'm gonna
she
use
can.
acrobat.
Oh, okay. Understood.
Yeah.
Got you.
You
To
you run up and you start just kind of hopping uh back and forth on between the wall, the cell, and the cell bars, just staying off of anyone, just hopping back and forth over everyone. You make it to the other side.
all right, let's keep
As you were
going.
doing that, you did notice people getting up.
Yeah. Once again, we just keep making our way up. Like,
Okay, you guys run up and you come to one last set of doors. This one's double doored, and there's no. This is like this one's different than the other ones. It's double doored, as opposed to the other ones were single doored. What do you want to do?
He muted himself.
yeah. Sorry, that was loud.
I'm gonna have the demon start just he's gonna like try and move to the bottom of the stairs that we just came up and keep people from following us.
He positions himself at the door and sinks his claws into both sides of the wall. He's big enough that he can just sink both sides, and he just creates a barrier between you guys and the cell block. And he's just standing there with his claws in the walls so that nobody can push him out. You can see this happening.
Nice.
You see him just get up off all the people and just sink himself in. Um, you also see all these people that the Minotaur had stepped on, kind of limp up as they try and get up.
Are they double doors? Are they locked or?
You have not tried it. You don't know.
Yeah. Can I try to open them? Actually, can I try to? Oh man, I love kicking stuff in. Can I try to kick it in?
Okay, you lift your hoof up and you just blast the door open with your hoof, and that you see it fly open and pieces of wood splinter everywhere as it just explodes with the full force of your foot hitting it. And you see across you see a room with a nice rug, a fireplace, and a bookshelf, a nice chandelier with candles in it, and a large window and a large painting of a man, and a desk in the middle of the room with the man in the painting at the desk. And he was sitting there writing something with a quill on paper, and he looks up immediately at you as you just busted the door down. And you see him stand up, and his hand glows, and he throws a blast of energy at you. And it misses and hits the wall, making a large crater where it hit.
I'm gonna fly across the room and try to tackle him to the ground.
You you lift up and you start flying at him with your arms extended like Superman. As you fly, though, you see him lift his arm up, and a barrier forms right in front of you, and you smash into it and fall to the ground. So you guys do see a chest in the corner by him.
Okay, good. I was thinking of that.
forgot
I
to
run
mention
to the chest and open it.
that. You run over to the chest, and another barrier forms in front of you, and you smash into it and fall back onto your butt.
Are these barriers are they magical barriers or?
Yes, they are. You can see him making them. His arms motion, and they come into being.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and bull rush forward and try to like leap over the desk and onto him.
You just run forward, and he forms a barrier in front of you, but you kind of burst through it, and you can see it kind of explode, and he reels back a little bit from the force of it, and the other barriers go down. But as you're charging, you can see him teleport across the room behind you, and he kicks you in the back, and you fall forward.
I'm going to proceed to open the chest.
How near
The
are
chest is
they
locked.
to me?
How near is who? The Minotaur.
The Minotaur and the warden.
The warden just teleported behind the Minotaur and kicked him in the back, and they're about. This room is just slightly larger than your guys' cell. Um, it's not very big. They're not very far from you. They're maybe 5-10 feet.
I'm gonna try to jump up and tackle the warden.
You jump up and rush at the warden, and as you're rushing, he teleports behind you and grabs you by the foot and tosses you into the ground. And starts laughing.
And I try to like lash out at him with my wings as I'm falling, like just slap him.
Sure. As he grabs your leg and as he's swinging you, guys, keep in mind if I ever say something happens, you're welcome to try and counter it like he just did. You guys don't ever have to just take what happens.
Gotcha.
So as he's swinging you take your wing and you kind of wrap it around his head, and as he throws you, you pull him and he falls to the ground, but you fly. So you fly to the ground, but he's now on the ground as well. You had pulled him with you.
How far away from him am I?
You're very close. Remember, he just kicked you to the ground, and then
Yeah, but he teleported as well, right? So
he teleported behind the angel who was close to him. So they're still pretty close.
okay.
Oh, he's behind me?
They're both behind you. You try to strike the chest. It's locked.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to go ahead and lash out and use the ability Bone Breaker to target his leg right under his knee and try to sever it right there.
You run at him and you lift your leg up and use your hoof with all your might and just press into his kneecap, and you can hear the bone just shatter. You can hear it just as he now screams in agony. You can see his leg bend forward the wrong way.
Oh my!
And he falls to the ground. He's now on the ground with his leg just bent the wrong way.
His neck or leg?
His leg.
With my longsword, while he's in this agony, I'm gonna swing it down with my left hand directly onto his neck.
You take the sword and you do a little kind of twirl thing with it. You kind of spin it in your hand, kind of look cool doing it, and you just turn it upside down and stab it directly into his throat, just killing him instantly. He's now on the ground, leg snapped backwards, and he's choking, or he is dead. He's now bleeding out.
I searched for the key to the chest.
You find it immediately on his person. You also find a small magical book and some coins. Also,
Okay.
you do find the imprint talisman on his person.
What is that?
That's
It's not.
When she finds it, I put my hand on it and I say, "That's mine."
Yeah, you can have this thing. I don't know what it is.
okay. So now
I
you now
take
have
it.
your talisman back. You open the chest and you find your stuff, all your stuff inside, as well as other people's stuff. Noth, your demon, gives way finally from all the people just stabbing it with their swords and stuff.
We're about to have a lot of trouble.
How many is it?
Sorry about that. You don't know how many are left. Only Noth knows.
Yeah, I asked him.
Oh,
I asked Noth.
there's a large amount, too many to count by seeing them.
Okay. So she hands us all the items, or like she
gives
hands
me-
us our items. Yeah, he. Oh God.
I'm gonna rename it Alec.
Is the chest big enough to fit a polearm?
Your polearm's in the corner. Thank you for pointing that out.
Okay, so
Okay.
like our weapon. Okay, cool. Like my
all,
war.
all
We get
the
all-
smaller items are in the chest. You find the bigger ones either on his desk or in the corner.
Okay. What extra items do we find? Like other people's items.
You find a hook shot.
Okay.
And some flasks of poison, and also I forget what I called it. The acid thing, the wrist. I don't remember what I called it.
Oh, yeah. Hold up. Just continue on. I'll look it up for you.
That's it. That's all you find, other than random swords and shields and stuff.
How many flasks of poison?
You find 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
Were you talking about the mace?
No, there's the same thing as the mace, but there's an acid one.
He's cutting out for me.
Oh,
I
acid
am?
spray.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry about that. Yeah, it's like the mace where you flick your wrist and it shoots it out, but it's acid.
No, I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, you're really choppy.
Here, let me turn myself up.
I think it's connection, not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like a robot for me.
Oh, I have full connection. I'm not sure. I'm gonna leave and come back. I'll be right back. Okay.
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 Is this better? Okay.
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You find it's like the mace where you flick your wrist and it shoots it out, but it's acid, not.
It's called acid spray.
Oh, okay, then that, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so and then you said we also find poison like flasks.
So what's that?
You said we found the poison flasks as well.
Yes, poison flasks and just random swords and shields.
Okay. So I had I'm gonna take one of my 4 healing potions that I had, and I'm gonna drink one, so that my hand is back.
You drink it and you immediately feel, as you're drinking it, you immediately feel your hand. The pain just starts subsiding. You take the bandage off, and you notice it's closed and scarred. It's not bleeding, but you can tell the wound is still there.
Okay. But I don't have like. Do I have any pain while like trying to swing or?
No, you can still. I mean, it still hurts, obviously, but you can. It's now usable.
Okay, fantastic. And then I grab a few of the poison vials and I like ready up and I wait until they like start coming up the stairs so I can throw them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna summon the demon and have it stand guard right outside the door.
I dipped some arrows in poison as well.
You summon the demon, and you can see him. He comes into form, about 2 feet off the ground. And he falls and trips and starts rolling down the stairs. And you can feel him. You can really kind of feel his pain as he's falling down, just dying as he's falling down the stairs.
Can he pull down some people as he's falling down the stairs?
He does manage to trip a couple people before disappearing out of existence.
Okay, I'm gonna grab my polearm and from the opposite side of the room, I'll extend it so it's right at the entrance to this room.
Okay. So the blade's sticking out into the door?
Yeah,
Okay.
just out the door.
Okay. I'd like to point out there is also a giant window in this room. A big one.
How if I like peek on over, how high up does it look? And is there like water
You
below
guys
it?
are 4 stories up.
Okay.
Directly
Could I
there-
carry them down?
Elbow sand.
You can certainly try.
Do we see any ships around?
Yeah, you guys see a dock out on the edge of the beach, which isn't very far. It's a very small island. You see a dock with 2 kind of canoe-like boats and then a large sailboat.
Okay. Do we have time to barricade the door? Like, can I like push the desk up against the door real quick and then?
You can try.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna ask for like the help of the other 2 and then try to move the desk against the wall or against the door. Sorry.
I'll help.
You guys start pushing the desk, and it just shatters from earlier when the Minotaur had fallen on it. You can just see it just fall to pieces as you try to push it. It's now on the ground, just flat in like just a big pile.
Alrighty then. That didn't work. Well, while you're flying, is there any way? Not that you. Well, yeah, maybe that you could like carry one of us, and rather than us falling straight into the sand, it would give us a little bit of a cushion almost. No.
I can try. Oh,
The ranger is pretty extra, so I'm sure that she could try to land the roll, but it's still 40 foot. So
I'll take him first. He's lighter.
The Minotaur?
Okay.
Oh, the Ranger?
No, yeah, the ranger. Okay,
I
I'll
don't know,
stand guard.
but yeah, I am later.
Yeah, I'm a
He's a
minotaur.
Minotaur. He's huge. Remember, he was
Yeah.
cracking bones.
Yeah.
Okay. You want
So
to
I'm gonna stand guard at the window, and as soon as I see anyone come, I'm gonna throw acid to kind of
poison, not acid.
Oh,
Or
poison.
do you want to
Sorry.
use the acid spray? Or the poison flask?
The poison, and then if they get close, I'll use the acid spray.
Okay, you want to... So, Noth, you're going to pick up the Ranger and carry her down to him down to the beach?
Yeah.
You pick him up and fly out the window and start hovering. You can feel yourself slipping and you accidentally drop the Ranger. Ranger, you're now falling through to the beach.
Okay,
I knew this would happen.
I have falling roll.
That is correct.
Okay.
You want to try to use it?
Yeah.
As you hit the ground, you execute a perfect roll, and you kind of tumble a little bit, a couple feet onto the sand. You're covered in sand, but you have sustained no real damage. You're just now in the sand, mouthful of sand.
How far could my polearm extend?
I'm gonna say that's a good question. Infinite.
I'm gonna extend it up to the window.
From the ground?
I'm gonna plant it in the sand, and I'm gonna extend it up to the window, and I'm gonna yell up, "Slide down!"
You plant it as hard as you can into the sand, and you start extending it up to the window, and it makes it about. You have to sit there channeling the magic, and you get it to about 5 feet away from the window. It's now almost up to the window, but close enough that he could. It's within 5 feet. He can jump down and grab it.
Okay, so I haven't seen anyone come through the door yet.
Not yet, but you can hear them running up the stairs.
Okay, then I'm gonna kind of prematurely throw the poison, just so it'll slow their roll, and then get out the window and try to slide down the pole.
You take one of the poison flasks and you roll it, and it starts rolling out perfectly out the door. It starts tumbling down the stairs, and you hear it break on the stairs, and you hear people just start screaming after you hear the glass break. And then you jump out the window and grab it and start sliding down with one hand. You look all cool doing it. You start sliding down the pole onto the ground.
Call me Magic Minotaur.
So you guys are now on the ground.
Okay, so let's look for a boat, yeah, guys?
Sailboat.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So we head to the docks.
Okay, and do you want to take one of the canoes or the sailboat?
I don't think he could fit in a canoe.
Yeah, me neither. Let's take a sailboat. And also, he said it was a storm.
You
It's,
guys don't know how to work it, so here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna roll to see if you guys succeed in getting away.
Okay.
Okay.
Who wants to man what? You have the sails. You have the steering wheel, and then I guess 2 people on the sails, 1 on the steering wheel.
I'll sail.
Oh god. Y'all gonna leave the Minotaur to do the steering? Jesus.
Well, you're strong.
You have hands, right?
That's fair. Alright, I'm strong. Let's do this.
Okay. You guys kind of look at the sailboat and start messing with the ropes and things, trying to see how it works, and you get a fair grip on it before you see guards start rushing out. And the Minotaur runs and he pulls the robot, the cleat, so that you guys can lift off, and he pushes with all his might the boat off the dock using his his strength. And the boat kind of drifts away, and he starts turning the boat to steer away from everything. And you guys are actually able to figure out how it works and start flying away.
I'm
It's not
gonna
flying. Floating. Sorry,
I'm gonna blow the sail with my wings while simultaneously trying to fend off people with the polearm. Anyone who tries to board.
You guys are gone. They're at the docks trying to get in the like
Oh,
the little canoes to chase after you, but I mean there's waves and stuff crashing over them.
okay.
You guys have successfully gotten away.
Yay!
Wonderful. Do we see any land up ahead, or
So no, so this is you guys have finished the campaign. So
gotcha?
you guys successfully will make it to land eventually after this campaign's over. After this.
Awesome.
So how do you guys want to split the findings? You have 2 poison flasks. What else is you found the magic book? What else
Do
is
we know
and
what
the acid spray.
what's inside of the magic book? Like, what's
You open it and it's just magic scribblings. You can't tell what they say, but you assume that they're spells.
Is there one that will turn me back into a woman?
You can't read the book.
Darn it!
None of you have the ability to read it.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought
I'm a
Noth
war.
would.
I mean, I'm a big warrior minotaur. I'm gonna have no need for the book, so either Noth or the ranger should take that.
Yeah, so Ranger, you go ahead and change yourself to a male when you get the chance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you all have your full item set back. The only difference is, Ranger, you're now a male. Who wants the poison flask, the acid spray, and the book?
I'll take the acid spray.
Okay. Who's gonna take the flask and the book? Oh, you also got +6 gold. Remember that.
Okay. So everyone has +6 gold. Got you. So I'm assuming the ranger wants the poison so she can dip her arrows in it, and then Noth the magic book because you're the magician or the wizard type.
Not really a wizard, but I'll take the book.
That's fair. You're more yeah.
The only reason I have a spell is from my race.
Noth, you can always at any time get the magic, whatever skill, to be able to read the book at some point.
What's the skill called?
I'll look it for you right now. I'm gonna stop the stream, everyone. Thank you for everyone who has listened. I hope to play with you guys again sometime. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in or watching us on YouTube. Thank you.